pretending like I knew what I was doing. I just said, guys, I'm just going to be over here seasick the entire time. You guys do what you do, but then afterwards we'll take photos. Okay? So that's a way, but it really ties in. So instead of doing these big elaborate parties, key in, make sure that it's something that you can tie to a smaller market or to a smaller group, and then we can multiply that effect. So you guys see I have 2 microphones on, right? That's because in the luxury niche and in your business, I want you guys to repurpose everything that you do. Every house that we talked about, because we like the way they make us feel, the videos that we're doing, everything that we do should be repurposed to communicate to the service that we're skilled and that we're effective with our time. Fair enough? All right. Questions, comments, concerns so far? Yes, ma'am, right here.
Assuming that I do everything that you do, list price to sales price ratio, absorption rates, yada yada, what's your value proposition, your personal value proposition, if you're going to get a listing over me?
So she said, assuming that we do everything apples to apples. What's my value prop that I'm going to get a listing over instead of her? The first thing is, the first next to personality and good looks. Okay. Next to that is going to be, I am probably going to have been referred to them by a family member or someone that they trust. That's the first thing. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to know someone in their circle, because that's where the majority of my business, 97% of us are getting in, and these are the ones that are actually converted. The 97% of them are coming from word of mouth. So that's going to be the first way. The next way, the second way, next to having some type of relationship or some type of tie with them, is that I'm going to communicate whatever it is that you don't. In my market, I know what my competitors do very, very well. That's why I said we need to understand and know your competition. Don't say there is no competition. Like in basketball, they said there is no competition. I used to be arrogant. Like, I know it's hard to believe. I used to be arrogant and say there is no competition in my market, until my mentor said every day you're either unemployed or unemployable. And someone out there is going to take food out of your wife and son's mouth. So if we're competing, one of the things that I do that very few people in my market do, I have a hardbound pre-marketing book that I customize for every one of my listings before they get there. And that is done by a company that's local. So if I give them the property, they just change the first page on it, and then it's to them within 24 hours. At their door or their office, however. So that's one thing that I do that I know my competition is not doing, but I got that from one of my colleagues who is in the Las Vegas market. So that's one of the things that I do. So for instance, one of my agents or one of my competitors is very, very skilled at selling, properties in one of the neighborhoods that we're in. But I found out that she has outstanding international reach. Now she has outstanding international reach for international buyers coming in. She has not communicated that in any one of her initial marketing consultations. So when she's meeting with the seller, although that she's doing it and she has outstanding, better than mine. But the difference is I communicate to them, the name of my company is World Renowned Real Estate. We specialize in selling high-end luxury property, luxury single-family homes to the world. That's in my value prop, and to combat what she's working. So I would find out what you do and become a student of what you're doing, and then I would use whatever your strength is. If you're going to have your picture on your sign, I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, well, other than this, I don't have mine. If you don't, I'm going to tell people why I do have mine. Right? So it's just understanding. It's sort of like numbers. Numbers don't lie, but we can make them say what we want them to say when we want them to say it. Fair enough. All right. Yes, ma'am. Did I have a question? No? Someone else? Any other questions? Comments? Yes, ma'am.
Going back, because I have done events.
Okay.
You do fishing and stuff like that.
Yes. So event could be anything first that you either have an understanding of, a passion of, because if it's fake, their BS meter is finely tuned. For instance, if I was going to have a salon party for all of my female clients, my affluent female clients, I would have to send my wife, because I can't sit there and act like I know about it. It's just not going to happen. It needs to be genuine. One of the events that we could, some of the things that we do is that of course, the easiest one is partnering with either a luxury jeweler So you could do like a jewelry deal. Now, what I want you to think about, Mary Kay, you guys are familiar with the Mary Kay, how they have the Mary Kay parties, which is fantastic for not the affluent segment, but it's something fantastic that they do. Take that same to something here. A lot of my affluent clientele, they have children who are in the middle school to high school range, right? So what I did, I had to figure out what can I do for them to get with their parents and have fun. So one of the things they love doing is they love doing paintball, right? Check this out, paintball with the kids versus the parents, right? That is an event where we have the affluent client and their family invite another family who might want to come and do paintball. Another one might be of course, the car driving experience. Whether you want to be the McLaren, Jaguar, whatever car driving experience. If you have a network of affluent clientele, and if you partner with a vendor, someone like, for instance, McLaren, say, well, I'm going to have these affluent clientele. They'll be all background check here. They're going to invite X number. They can't pay for that type of advertising. The car company, the car dealership, they can't pay for that type of with disposable income come in for an evening, and they might have like light bites and maybe wine after a test drive experience, something like that. Or it could be something as simple as like makeup, jewelry, clothes. So for me, I'm big on attire and bow tie. So one of the things that I do, one of my clothiers, he goes and we have custom fittings for a few of my clients. If I know the ones that are sharp and that want to dress a certain way, they got to be kind of funky, right? Down there we go, and we have someone come in with discount Italian suits, right? But that communicates with them, and it works very well for me in my market. I had someone write up, yes, ma'am.